We all know India's technology services industry is an absolute global powerhouse. But what if the very foundation of its success is about to be completely flipped on its head? A brand new report from NITI Aayog is making the case that the industry is at a make or break moment, one that could either secure its future or, well, shatter it. So let's break down what's really at stake here.
It all kicks off with this one simple number, 7%. Now just let that sink in for a second. 7% of India's entire gross domestic product comes from tech services alone. I mean, this isn't just another industry, it's a cornerstone of the whole national economy.
And to put that percentage into real-world money, we are talking about $265 billion in revenue every single year. That's a mind-boggling figure that just shows you how incredibly vital this industry is for everything: exports, jobs, and India's standing on the world stage. But here's the real question, the one we really need to dig into. What if, after all these years of incredible success, the industry is staring down its biggest challenge ever? A challenge driven by a force that could either threaten its dominance or, maybe, just maybe, launch it into a whole new stratosphere. Okay, so to really get a handle on where things are headed, we've got to first take a look back at how we got here. Let's start with the incredible growth story of the last decade or so. Take a look at this chart. It really tells you everything you need to know. For years, India's tech growth, that's the dark blue line, has been leaving the rest of the world in the dust. That lighter blue line, that's everyone else. Through all the ups and downs of the market, India's tech sector has been tough, resilient, and just plain fast. You can pretty much break that whole story down into three distinct eras. First, you had that period of rapid digital adoption when everyone was moving online. Then, boom, the massive COVID surge hit. Demand for things like remote work and cloud computing just exploded, and India's growth went into hyperdrive. And that brings us to where we are now, what you might call the post-COVID reset, a time when things are cooling off and, as we're about to see, getting seriously disrupted. And that brings us right to this moment. Because according to this report, that predictable, steady growth we got used to, yeah, that's over. The industry has hit a major fork in the road, a strategic inflection point. And the catalyst for this huge shift? You guessed it, artificial intelligence. This quote from NITI Aayog's Debjani Ghosh just nails it. AI is, and I quote, compressing traditional service value pools. So what's that actually mean? Well, in plain English, the old way of doing business, relying on human labor and billing for hours, is getting automated and squeezed by AI. The very ground beneath the industry's feet is shifting. And this isn't happening in a vacuum either. It's more like a perfect storm of four major headwinds hitting all at once. Growth is slowing down after the pandemic boom. You've got geopolitical tensions making things tricky. There's a heavy reliance on the US market. And the big one, AI is totally rewriting the rulebook. Now, when you're faced with all that, what do? Do you pull back? Nope. The response here is to set a goal so ambitious, so audacious, that it forces a complete reinvention of what the industry even is. So, let's put some hard numbers on this. Remember, today the industry is sitting at about $265 billion a year. The goal for 2035? $850 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. That isn't just growth. That's more than tripling the industry's size in just over a decade. It's a huge, almost staggering statement of intent. This chart here really highlights what's being called the aspiration gap. See, if the industry just keeps chugging along on its current path, it's not going to hit that $850 billion goal. Not even close. The report says it'll miss it by as much as $300 billion. So business as usual just won't cut it. A whole new playbook is needed. So, if the old playbook is out, what's the new one? Well, the report lays out 5 bold, strategic plays that are designed to close that gap and really redefine India's entire role in the global tech world. All right, this is the 5-part roadmap. First, there's the Agentic AI play. This means moving from just human labor to hybrid teams, where every person is supercharged with an AI copilot. Second is the software play, with the huge goal of making India the world's capital for SaaS products. Third, the infrastructure play, turning the nation into a go-to hub for data centers and AI cloud services. Fourth, and this is a big one, is the innovation play. That's a shift from just providing services to actually creating and owning new technology. And finally, the India for India play, which is all about using the massive domestic market to build and perfect new AI solutions for local problems. But here's the thing, a playbook this ambitious isn't something that companies can just execute by themselves. The report is really clear that this has to be a shared national effort, a true partnership between the private sector and the government.
For this to work, it's got to be a two-front effort. On one side, you have the industry. It has to pivot from selling hours to selling AI-powered results, and that means investing big in R&D and retraining its entire workforce. Then, on the other side, you've got the government. Its role is to be the enabler, to scale up R&D, slash red tape, and launch a national mission to build up AI talent. Both sides have to be pushing hard in the same direction.
And all of this brings us to the final, absolutely critical question. For decades, India has been the world's indispensable back office. The challenge now, and the incredible opportunity, is to become its AI native architect, to be the one designing, building, and owning the intelligent systems that will power the next global economy. Whether that massive transformation actually happens, well, that's the story the next decade is going to tell.